satellites.
Oh.
Like they go up really high, and they don't have any propulsion on them to go from side to side. What they do is they change their elevation to get to a wind current that will take them in the direction they want to go. Which is cool.
All this
But
astronomy stuff.
well, this isn't astronomy. This is more of a
Oh no, he loves model rockets.
Aerospace.
He loves astronomy.
Yeah.
He's got like his own telescope and
nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
nice
So,
one or something. I don't know.
So they're a local company, and they're getting a bunch of contracts from a bunch of places because they can, because a satellite you can get about 0.5 meter resolution. With these things, you can get about 2.5 centimeter resolution,
Dang.
which for GIS is super nice. For intelligence services, super nice.
It's the postage stamp.
Yeah, 2.5 fucking centimeters. That is literally 1 square inch precision for all their tagging and all that. So it's like, that's definitely going to be a growing company, and they have problems that they need solved. That I'm like, I know exactly the easiest way to solve that because I'm an astronomer, and you can just use the same cheats that astronomers do, because they depend on atmospheric modeling to figure out what height they need to go to for the air current that's going to push them in the direction they want to go. But in a lot of the places where they operate, the atmosphere isn't modeled at the elevations that they can go to, except for maybe 1 or maybe 2 elevations, and so they don't have a complete one. So they're like, well, we kind of want someone who can model atmospheres and figure this stuff out. I'm like, that's too much fucking work. What you do is you put a fucking laser on it. No, because here's what that astronomers do. We do image correction. So basically, as light comes down through the atmosphere, like starlight comes down through the atmosphere, it refracts off of air molecules and through the different density layers, and when you have air moving, that has a different density, which causes a change in it, and then it comes down to the telescope. And so that's going to jitter around. That's why stars twinkle.
Yeah. Right. You reverse engineer that.
If you shoot a laser straight up along the same path, and you just watch how it goes, you just subtract that out and it's done. But like, you can use that same laser and watch it, and what you do is you have 4 cameras around it, so you have double stereoscopic vision on it, and you can literally just figure out what direction the wind is going at a given.
You can conduct the windage, literally.
Like, you can see how it's refracting because you're looking at it with cameras, and you can see how far away it is because it's stereoscopic.
Yeah.
Why bother modeling the fucking atmosphere when you can just fucking shine a laser?
Reverse engineer it rather than reinventing the wheel.
Yeah.
So where last we left off, the camera now pans up, and a flyer, old, withered, slaps up in the camera's point of view, and it talks about the ape man of Zanzibar wins the octagon battle. And that little newspaper flyer flies away and slaps into the side of the Gallivant. At that exact moment, we see lightning shooting in the window. Obviously, our mad scientist is up to something horrible. Go ahead and give me a mad science roll as you're dealing with the brain in the jar.
I'm just going to assume that I'm going to have 4 yellows with this.
And it's going to be against 2 purple and a red. As you've been working on the calculations, you're going to break the brain in the jar. You're going to have it tell Peter exactly what it knows that it doesn't know that it knows.
Try
Only 1? Oh, thank you.
I only have 4.
Well, there's only 3 of you, so you only get 3.
Technically an overall failure, but there's a triumphant advantage.
Okay, so you finally succeed as the brain in the jar bubbles and writhes, and all of a sudden starts projecting through its little camera eyeballs some of the images that Peter's sitting there waiting for. So what is the first question Peter has for the brain in the jar?
What's the best Rocky film?
The one with the Russian. Which one?
None.
What are the technocratic defenses like?
Ooh, that's a good question. All of a sudden, the projector eyes start flapping through a bunch of images, and you immediately see a little automated defense weapon that's concealed in part of a building, so it like would be able to break out of the building and start shooting.
That's interesting.
And then you see the camera kind of pans away, and you see like horde of mechanical men stashed in closets. You see a couple, looks like missile tubes with little folded wings that it could shoot these little gliding missiles to land on things. Do you have anything more specific for it? And you're seeing this montage of like World War II death machines. As the eyes are all panicky. I'll tell you all my secrets if I only had a mouth.
Oh, what are the different leaders called again?
The barons. The barons
Yeah.
of industry.
How unified are the barons of industry?
Immediately the eyes start projecting, you know, the little eyes. And all of a sudden you see this scene where there's the Baron of Energy is just like smashing his phone into his desk and talking on the phone like, and you can't quite because it's just video, but you can see he's yelling and he like smashes his phone and then he like grabs a thing from his desk and turns to a map and just throws his map at a certain Baron of electricity. And you're realizing that they're not as unified as you think they would be. Or they may have been back when the war happened, but ever since then they've been idle and started to be petty, and well, they're the leaders now, so this is how these things fall apart.
I might have 12 drops if you like.
Oh, that'd be great. It gets worse at night.
Kelly's is the same way.
Mine are always sugar-free, just as an FYI.
Honestly, I've grown to the point where, you know, the chloroseptic cough drops?
Uh-huh.
The inside, where it's that nasty, like, anesthetic, antibacterial stuff?
Uh-huh.
I enjoy those. That's the point I've gotten to.
Why hasn't the population risen up and tried to revolt?
And as soon as you say that, the eyes are looking at you, and then the projector eyes start projecting an image where all of a sudden you look and you see this far scan. Obviously he was on a rooftop when he saw this, and you see certain water towers on top of buildings. All of a sudden it closes in on one, and you see just like painted over sign that says poison gas. As you're like, oh my god, they've got poison towers of gas over the city that could in theory just be released and poison everyone. Because that's how barons of industry take out riots and things, right? And then you see like there's a pamphlet that goes flying by, and it's obviously the rebellion, because you see the little wolf in the corner, the wolf symbol that you know so well. Trying to if you want to be part of the rebellion, rise now. Of course, your sensibilities are saying that would be stupid, but you know, your cousins.
For the poison gas towers, how does the release mechanism look on that? Like, does it just seem like it all just, the bottom drops out and it all just, or is
It
it
looks like
spouts?
there's spouts, but there's a big mechanical device with cables coming off of it. And when you look at the city, you notice that the cables seem to have like a central theme that they're going towards.
So if we took out that central theme, the task would release.
Yeah, theory. As long as somebody doesn't roll despair.
If we just plugged all the nozzles.
That's a lot of work.
It's a big city.
But then again, many revolutionaries makes light work.
Mm-hmm.
The poor eyes are pleading to stop the pain.
He doesn't feel any pain. He's a brain.
It's psychological.
That could be
No.
valid.
Remember, he made him feel pain. That was part of
That was part of his thing.
But he has no
I'm
pain
not a psychopath.
receptors.
What are you talking
He
about?
thinks he does.
He thinks he does, yeah.
I left his spine intact. There's nerve endings there.
And he's got eyes. Your eyes can feel pain.
Actually, I don't think they
I
can.
don't think they can, but it sounds good. Keep your mad science out of my mad science. Keep your factual science out of my mad science. Now I've killed him using non-science. Death is hilarious.
Don't
in
kill the
every
mad
era.
scientist. Any other questions you want to ask him?
Peter is thinking. As he's seeing electrical stimulation hit the brain, and the brain's just ah.
Tell me your passcodes.
Ooh. So immediately the camera does that, and immediately you see about 3 pictures that keep repeating themselves of a code being typed in, and then a safe combination being done repeatedly.
You got these?
So you record them down.
Yeah, I'll write them down.
He keeps repeating them in a perfect synchronicity, so it's easy to go, okay, 5, 6, 5, 5, okay, 23, 42, 47, 45, click, and the safe opens up, and inside the safe is like this office, inside an actual safe, where all the secrets are kept. And then all of a sudden, you see the safe door opens up, and sitting on the desk is Hilda, who just smiles, and then the camera like flicks to another scene where you're seeing a passcode typed in again. It's the same number.
Was she captured?
She looks like she
Or
was
was
just sitting at the
she-
desk in a confined space, and she looked a little younger.
Oh, okay.
A little younger. You're noticing when you see it the second time. You're
Okay.
like, oh, there's not that one wrinkle that's so cute on her eye that catches the sunlight so well.
Oh, there isn't that tiny little mark where that pebble from the explosion.
Yeah. The stray bullet,
stray
you know.
bullet, yeah.
So maybe she was trained by them.
Or she was working.
Oh, I actually know the answer to that.
Yeah. Peter's like, I have the answers. Peter knows the answers.
So, anything else you think we should know?
Does he know the locations of all the barons? I mean, the specific locations in the city.
Does he have any idea about the Baron of Sound?
So who's gonna ask what question first?
Well, I think the locations would be so long ago he wouldn't necessarily have current information on it.
It has
But
been
the
a few
Baron
months
of-
since you
What
put
do
him in a
you
jar.
What do you know about the Baron of Sound?
You say the Baron of Sound, and then the camera starts, and all of a sudden it focuses on the Atlantic Ocean. And you see 3 ships like parked. Obviously, the person looking at this is from a distance, probably like an observation balloon. And you see that the ships vibrate. The hulls of their ship are vibrating. And then you just see the water churning up. And then all of a sudden, some lady, she's barking orders, and then she gets in some kind of submersible and gets dropped off the side of the ship. And then, of course, flashes back to a map, and you're seeing this map. Someone just drew a triangle in the area. It's like possible site of Atlantis? Question mark on the map. Baron of Sound Curiosity? Question mark. What does this have to do with resonating crystals? As all of a sudden someone's playing a record player and a glass just shatters. Our mad scientist is wanting information.
Atlantis.
I mean,
It's not the
the
first
information I
reference to
want is
Atlantis.
not information that I could get from this guy if it didn't already pop up.
Who's your contact in town?
Why should be Mongo? It's like, well, took care of that.
And all of a sudden you see this little flower shop And this little old lady behind the counter, and he comes up and he basically is saying something to her. You can see in the window reflection he's talking. And she basically pulls out a flower, and then pulls like a little bouquet of 3 different flowers, and he pulls out the chrysanthemum and smells it and puts it back on the lineup of flowers. She puts it backwards, so petals to stem. And immediately she like reaches down and clicks a button, and he walks down some stairs that you see recess. And you clearly saw the sign. Totally in German, but good enough that you speak that language that you know that it is Grandma Hansel's House of Flowers. Picked fresh daily, twice on Sunday. And you realize when he gets to the base of the stairs, you see a little extra hint of video that at the base of the stairs is a door, and when the door is open, something is said through a little slide, is a pair of guns are mounted on the door pointing towards the person coming down.
Oh, Lord.
But you know they're there.
But we also can't hear the secret word, the code word.
Fidelis.
I mean, we could deal with the guns by just...
Grenade.
Yeah. It's like,
The door was not airtight, I mean.
like, between our 2 options for fiery fire, there's either Eric or a grenade. And frankly, I'd trust the grenade against guns a little more.
It's a little more
Could, in the
dependable.
image, could I see what type of door or lock it had?
It seemed to be a wooden door, but when the door opens, you see the inside is armor.
Yeah, but the lock.
Just a regular doorknob.
Okay.
If it gets past the guns, you figure a lock's not gonna go.
Well, I'm much better with the lock than I am the.
Okay.
Than the guns themselves.
We could just inform the authorities.
But there's a dirty, rusty spy in the flower shop.
There's sovereignty down below. We could.
This is the thing.
We could use the same boy at the elevator to deliver the information, so we could be disassociated. He knows what'll happen to him if he betrays me again.
Well, I mean, after killing Mongo, do you really think the sovereignty doesn't already dislike us?
Well, true.
On camera, no less.
But do we really want the police to know that we're, spies of sorts?
Not spies of sorts. We are honest merchants and have ran across information in our dealings, which points to...
Yeah, because I'm sure they're going to look so nicely on us keeping a head in a brain in a jar.
We don't need to tell them about that.
And what if they ask where we got the information?
We were passing by the flower shop and watched a large man walk in, and when he confronted him later, and in the process killed him defending ourselves.
Ah,
Of course.
of course.
And then everything but his brain dissolved.
No. He just... We left him in the
He
street.
donated
Wait a
it
second,
to science.
wait a second.
Obviously, he was reanimated. We know how that works.
Yep.
We know a cop who likes us.
Who got front seat
That's
tickets?
true. He did
Yeah.
get creme de la creme seating for the.
Creme de la creme de la creme.
The cream of cream.
He
of
could
cream.
taste the blood.
Tasty blood.
And
Tastes like copper. Is that a piece of the ring or blood?
if I
New York.
happen
Column
to say,
A.
I overheard the Ruskies when they were running away.
But do you think if they rate it, they'll let you inspect the
I don't
stuff?
care.
Okay.
I don't need the
Well,
stuff.
then let's just tell them.
It's like, frankly, nothing in there is going to be any better than we have.
Yeah.
Okay. Then just tell the detective. Or the
Yeah.
inspector.
I think at this point we just want to tell the detective.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you gonna tell him in person or send a messenger like you were talking?
I'm just going in person.
Okay. So of course, immediately you can ring him up on the old telephone, and he's like, "Ah, my good friend.
My good friend.
What are you up to, my friend? Do you have any more tickets?"
My friend, I am afraid that during the fight, I heard something, and I need to tell you this in person.
Ah, did you hear the bones breaking? I heard them too.
That was me.
Yes, good. It was good fights.
Well, I heard something that you need to take care of to help protect the castle.
Oh yeah, that is the first and foremost thing I must do is
Can we
keep
talk about
every
that
citizen
double
safe.
triumph
Yes,
and a spade at the same
I
time?
cannot discuss this
Can we
over
talk
the
about
phone.
that?
What information do you have that is so secret that we have to discuss it in? Are you looking to go to the gentleman's club?
I mean, yes.
You are
No.
tricky.
I can't say this over the phone.
And he gets like that tone of silence. And you just get the, where shall we meet, my friend?
The airfield.
Okay. He's like, I shall be there at 6 o'clock. It's only like 2 or 3 hours away.
Okay.
Okay. Do I need to bring security?
Yes.
What are you planning on heading over there right after the meet?
You might.
And he you hear him bark some orders off to free his calendar up, and he needs 3 cars with him. Load the Tesla guns. Because everything's better with Tesla.
Yep.
Tesla is big.
Tesla's probably like 13 years old at this point.
He's the Baron of electricity, a 13-year-old who gets whatever he wants. Totally changed the timeline. Tesla, you get to keep your mother at your side at all times.
No, it's
That's
just
disgusting.
AC and DC. They're just like Edison versus Tesla and their children.
Peter's
Romanian?
Yeah. Turkish.
Turkish.
He's Turkish.
Was he Turkish originally or
Yeah.
Romanian?
Tesla.
I thought he was Romanian.
He's Romanian. Yeah, he's not Turkish.
Yeah, okay.
His father was a priest.
Yeah, like Nikola Tesla.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's not a Turkish name.
Okay. So,
So that would be
It's definitely Slavic. so
under
it's-
Yeah.
the sovereignty.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Remember when you guys were exploring the ring, how the technology, the electricity, the coils,
Okay,
baron of
so
electricity.
we're
Tesla's a
gonna
good
wait
guy.
a couple of hours,
Okay. Do you put the brain back at rest?
put the brain back at rest, put my armor on,
Okay.
just in case he wants us to go with him.
Okay.
Get everybody all equipped up.
Okay. Minus the 2 missing members that are guarding the ship, apparently.
Yep.
Minus the 2 missing members that are guarding the ship,
Because tentacles and Revenant,
plus the hangers-ons.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then we'll wait for him.
Okay, so you guys head out to the airfield. Do you take a air cab, a regular cab? You just
We're
walk?
at the airfield.
Okay.
What?
You're at the Spire.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
The
not.
airfield is outside of town, isn't
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I thought
So we're gonna have
the
to.
spire was the airfield.
No, that's the landing tower.
Oh, okay.
It's not far to get to the
okay,
airfield.
we'll go over to the airfield.
Okay. So do you walk, take an air cab, or just a regular cab?
Let's take it.
And you had the
Do
cabbie
we have
wait.
that? I was like that
Yeah,
one
do we have
cab
the
that.
cabby?
Yeah.
The
Can
one
we call
cabbie who
that
you
call
have his number?
specifically?
Yes.
Because
We're
yeah.
gonna call
Uh-huh.
the cabby with a specific number.
What time is it currently?
Currently, it's like 4 or 4:30.
We're supposed to meet at 6.
Just when it starts getting dark and ominous.
How long does it take a cab to get out there, roughly?
Like, not even 10 minutes.
I'm
Takes
gonna
more
take-
time getting in and getting out than it's the trip.
I'm gonna call a separate separate cab.
Okay.
I intend to head to the university once more.
To talk to the
And she busts out her notes.
The headmistress.
yeah, I mean.
Okay, so you're taking off?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you being...
The Berlin Technical Institute.
BTI.
Designed by Baron Tesla.
Uh-huh.
The containment unit with Yeti or not, here he comes. And that's one of the lines that we did for the
Yeti or not, here he comes.
So you're taking off ahead of time to go to the university?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you being discreet, like stealthy-like, or just very obvious?
I don't really feel a need to do that. I'm not well known.
Okay.
Like, someone who was very close to the ring might have seen my regular face, but certainly I was all costumed up.
Well, remember, the foundlings have been pointing you out every time you walk by. Don't mess with that guy.
Oh yeah, no, I'll beat the fuck out of them.
That's why they point the other pickpockets away from you.
Yeah.
No, get away from that guy.
It's like
He'll break your legs.
It's like he'll break your legs and not cry and not be sorry about it.
Okay, so you head off to the university. What are you looking to get into? Besides trouble.
Well, I mean, the same woman that I had talked to before, she was the one who kind of had an understanding of the remote technology.
Uh-huh.
Which I did steal the remote.
Yeah.
You did steal the remote?
In that case, could I take it with me?
Yes.
I'm gonna take that with me.
I would
Okay.
have copied it. It's
Yeah.
designed.
Give me a mechanics. It's gonna be 3 purple because it's hard. But not crazy hard, just hard. And you know what? I don't know if I want you having a remote control.
It's not even a remote control to anything, it's just a remote control.
Oop.
You'll keep that one.
Yes, I will.
Damn.
That works.
Okay, so
1-1.
that's a success and an advantage.
So you have successfully copied down the quartz crystal remote control that utilizes the DC power.
DC.
Basically, this remote control is a fancy version of a radio. Stimulate this crystal, stimulate the matching crystal. You just need someone to realize how the crystals work. It's almost like someone's...
You can't stimulate a crystal with DC.
Sure you can. That's how radios work.
No, they use AC.
No, they use DC.
You have to oscillate a crystal.
Again, get your science out of my science fiction. We have walking animated corpses. Let's not go there. Guy almost graduates college. You want to be factual. Ether. Okay, ether.
Either.
Not like he's not a scientist.
The crystal has been dipped in ether to make it resonate to DC. Like that. There you go. That'll fly at Tuscan.
Hoist it on your own guitar.
It's not AC or DC. It's EC. Or A.
It's AC
Ethereal
DC.
current. Aether current.
Or if you're spelling ether with an A at the beginning, then it is
Aether.
AC.
Okay, so you've taken it to the university. Ominously open your coat and pull out the remote control.
Hey kids, you want to buy some drug? I mean,
Huff some ether, kids.
no, I'm gonna take it to the woman. Who
Okay.
I assume is probably gonna see me now after
Yep.
having told her many things about the arena before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She's very interested in this device that you are putting on her table.
Yeah, it seems to be capable of sending a signal over longer distances without any wires.
One could call this a remote control. This would be amazing technology. Think what one could do with this. One could rise bridges and lower drawbridges without even getting out of your carriage.
There's some other thoughts I had, but yes, yeah, let's go with those.
Where did you find such a miraculous device?
That's not information I need to share and you need to know.
You're not implying it is stolen, are you?
You didn't
Stole-
steal anything.
Yeah. I didn't steal anything, and besides that, stealing would imply that the person who had it before me deserved to have it.
Give me a deception check against 2 purple.
Cunning.
She's very trusting, but you never know.
2 and -1. So 2 successes, 1 disadvantage.
Okay, so 1 point of strain is you're lying to her, and you're like, no, you're lying. You're lying on your teeth by omission.
Oh yeah.
And she's just like,
Hey, he told the truth.
Yeah.
He didn't steal anything.
And
From a
also the
certain
people
point
who
of
had it
view.
before me did not deserve to have it.
and she gives you this like side eye, and she's like, as long as we are to understand that you would not bring stolen technology to my office.
No, absolutely not.
I have a tenure to protect, after all. So, are you seeking to replicate this device, or find out what it sets off? What could it be connected to?
A
What
friend
do
of
you
mine
think?
has already attempted to replicate it, and it's been sort of successful. As for what it controlled a power supply, which allowed it to basically turn something on and
Did it
off.
turn on lights? You could remote control an entire city's light system with this? Think of what you could do! I must take some notes. And she like whips out, knocks half the books off her desk and starts making quick shorthand while looking at you, giving you all of her attention because she's good like that. She's just...
I was thinking of something a little more mobile.
Like an airship?
Yes.
A remote control airship that could rise and descend on control. You could have automated packages delivered by airship.
Yes. And that's definitely something that we can look into. But I was thinking more of if we built a receiver and could hook it up to the engines of an airship, it would allow you to turn them on and off.
That could be dangerous, turning off an airship's engines in flight.
Well, I'm certain it would only be something used in the most dire of circumstances.
That is true. That it could be used as a way to safely land an airship. I could see border inspectors wanting something like that.
That would be very nice, but then you have the problem of getting the receiver onto the airship.
Well, they could make it a government referendum that you have to have one of these on your ship.
It's true.
It could be a safety feature that would never be abused.
Do you think you could design such a receiver?
I do not see why I could not. I mean, given enough time, anything can be created.
If I left the remote here with you and gave you copies of the notes that my friend has on the replication.
I am sure I could do it, especially with your friend's notes.
Okay, I'll have those delivered to you before I leave town.
Oh, excellent. And we should definitely have coffee one of these mornings and discuss this.
I don't know how long I'm going to be in town, but I should be back in about a month.
I think that would be more than enough time for me to look into doing this for you.
It's a lot of fucking advantage you roll.
3 advantage, 1 success. She will do it in half the time. She will be part way through mass production at that point by the time you get back.
Perfect. I'm
Okay.
totally not entirely theorizing on how to break the sovereignty's military at all.
We just need mechanical birds and remote controls.
Hey, I said copies of notes.
Yeah, but you didn't ask him.
As he walks in with the
She'd be
little
like,
spy
no,
camera.
fine.
These are the originals. It's okay. She had the
As
brain
we will
look at
make-
it first, so that way she's got a hard copy.
We'll make copies.
Okay.
Wet copy.
What copy?
Squishy.
Saved on the portable hard drive, right? Yeah, it's on the brain. Okay, so you're heading back for the meeting.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys get to the meeting. You're at the airfield.
In exchange for her copies of her stuff. In exchange.
That's something you'll have to negotiate.
What
on
is this you're
euros.
implying? There's a free trade of information. Where did this come from?
I mean, if we're getting receivers, I feel like she
She's
might
getting
be
my
happy
notes.
enough.
I gotta get her
Yeah.
notes.
I feel like she might be happy enough to share her production notes on the receivers.
This
Exactly.
could be a thing. Okay, so you guys are at the airfield, and all of a sudden, there's like dead silence at the airfield, the occasional airship landing, because of course it's dusk. People are slowing down their landings and takeoffs because they want to wait for it to be straight dark, because dusk is the dangerous hour of them all. And you guys just like waiting, and then silence. Engines start humming down to a slow now. And then all of a sudden you hear this screech of a siren from 3 vehicles coming closer and closer. And then all of a sudden you see like flashing police lights. And you're realizing that your cop friend is coming at the most urgent speed possible thanks to sirens and full lights.
Seems a little unnecessary.
As you guys see the half
He could've
mile
just
of the runway as they're
Left just a little
driving
earlier.
through the runway. So, you see airship kind of like veer off last second that has to like let the cop cars get underneath it. As all 3 of the cars come up and do the whole gravel spitting stop.
Can I see which car he's in?
He's in the middle car, and immediately he's like jumps out and he starts barking orders for them to surround the area.
Get into the car.
And
Invite him in.
okay, into your car.
No, into his car.
Okay.
Which is hopefully armored
Okay.
with these 2.
Okay, so immediately he sends his men to form a perimeter around, and you guys get in the car with him in the back seat.
Yes.
Okay, very plush back seat. It's got the facing back seats. It's nice. It's more limo than cop car.
Right.
And immediately he's like, my friend, here, first schnapps.
Yes.
To your health, to your health. Where is your sick friend? The one
Sick.
with the purple blood.
He's on bed rest.
That is best that he is not on the city streets. He has not lost any limbs lately, has he?
So, as much as I would enjoy this pleasant company and pleasantries, we have urgent business we have to talk to.
So what is this urgent news? I put everything down for you, my friend.
Remember the Russians in the arena?
Oh, I remember how their bones broke and they were defeated by all of the coalition of nations, especially your friends,
Yes.
the ape man of Zanzibar.
Well, you know that I was,
We should make a point of
At
visiting
the
Zanzibar
arena.
someday.
Yeah, really.
and before the chaos
so you know,
completely
yeah.
happened, I heard them say that their first plan was not working, so they must do something more drastic.
Well, what are you implying? I mean, do you have any details to this? I mean, where are these nefarious people?
That is what I wanted to tell you.
You know where the nefarious people are?
Yes. They're
What-
in,
Why are we talking? We should be at the location.
and I tell them the location.
A florist shop? Are you sure you weren't just getting the beautiful friend of yours flowers?
I am positive. Not only that, but I know that there are weapons of war there.
Weapons of mass
Weapons?
destruction?
Oh,
We can't wish.
that reminds me. I have to get my mistress some flowers. So we must go there. Do you think? And he like looks out the windows. You see the guys like with their backs to you, surrounding the perimeter. Do you think we have enough men with us? We have Tesla guns in the trunks of these cars.
I hope so.
They can make a man pop like a water balloon.
I hope so.
So the inspector wants us to go on the raid with him?
No, he's just asking if his men are enough.
Watch this entire thing be a pushover. There's no one in the entire fucking shop.
And then he gives you that look. My friend, are you wishing to join us on the raid?
Normally I would not, but for you, to help you,
It will be an adventure.
and to help Berlin, of course.
For Berlin! So, are your friends going to join us?
Of course.
I guess we're already here.
Yes, yep.
So, what do you suggest? How do you suggest we assault this shop of floral horrors?
Oh god.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think
Yes?
we need to be subtle at first.
Subtlety is a surprise is always the advantage.
And then the fire pepper.
The Tesla cannons!
Yes.
Have any of you ever fired a Tesla cannon?
Yeah.
Yes.
And he gives you both this like shocked look but it's not meant for civilians.
I mean, no, we've never fired a Tesla cannon.
Product testing.
Very well. Do you have any body armor?
I am the body armor.
What about Scrapper?
I'll hide behind my wrench. No, I don't. Are they willing to give me body armor?
Yeah, we don't want your little friend here to be hurt. It would be horrible. No, a lady will not be hurt under my watch.
I will take the body armor that you offer.
As he gets out of the car and he basically has you come to the trunk, and this trunk is big enough to bury like 4 bodies into it. As he pulls out this big, heavy, riveted sheet of iron.
I can't even lift this.
Why is
I
the human
can't.
body the standard unit of measurement for car trunks?
Because you never know.
Oh my god, that's freaking hilarious.
Also, is the human body an imperial or a metric unit?
Metric, definitely metric.
Is it a metric unit?
No, I would say imperial.
Again, get your science out of my science fiction.
So,
Oh, no,
do you have
it has
anything
to
more
be imperial
wearable?
because it's very difficult to split a body into 10 equal pieces.
Exactly, see?
Not if you use a scale.
Do you have anything?
It's not true. It's super easy.
Do you have anything?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh,
10.
reasonable? Less.
This will protect you against the equivalent of a Tesla cannon.
I can't lift this.
Well, he's like putting it on you, so it's like, ugh. And then,
I
he
don't
reaches
think it's
into the
very.
trunk
I don't think it's very subtle.
and pulls this spool of copper wiring that's insulated. It's got green insulation, and he like plugs in this speaker
Power
looking thing, and hands this to you. And says, "Now you must make sure that you ground this properly when we get there."
Okay. Can I use jury rig, to fashion something that's far more comfortable and reasonable from these materials?
You'd be completely safe in the Faraday suit.
What's the soak rating of the Faraday suit?
It's pretty good. Her mobility, not so good.
Exactly. So can I use my jury
You
rig?
can attempt to use your
contraption.
rig. Give me a basic mechanics. As I'm assuming one of you is going to distract him while she's taking it apart. Because he would not trust her being safe in anything less than the full suit.
Okay.
full suit.
This is the full suit
And
given
you know
to
what?
like
I'm
special
gonna
VIPs.
Flip a thing, so that just gives me another green, right?
Yep. If you've maxed out. Yep. That is exactly correct. Ooh.
Okay, 1 success and
5 advantages.
5 advantages.
So how would you like to spend your advantages other than really quickly doing it?
Can I mean, because it's the whole point is to make it something that's functional and movable, you know, and.
Okay, so basically.
But can
you're
I
gonna-
also put it into subtlety?
No.
Okay.
This is
Alright,
distinctly
then.
not subtle, but I will give you that it's now actually wearable by you and effective.
Okay.
That I will give to you.
Less negatives to movement.
Less negatives to movement. Okay, so it's got a soak of 5.
Wow.
6 if you ground it. Because the whole point is you ground the suit so it arcs the electricity on somebody else. Just think if 6 guys plug their suits into each other. And normally it would take a full maneuver to just move in this thing on top of your regular maneuver. You have to basically take 2 strain to keep doing it or do your athletics roll. But you've stripped it down to half size. So it just looks like a nice armored torso with little floppy arm parts. As she's riding vigorously.
Yeah, well.
So she can duplicate this later, I'm assuming. Because that's what scrappers do. Okay, and immediately he yells for his guys to get in the car, and he yells up to the driver, "You know where the florist is!" And the guy's like, "Yes, I just bought flowers for my wife." And he's like, "Slap! You should have told me to buy flowers for my mistress too." So of course the cars are zipping through town, all classic cop style. And then all of a sudden,
Half a block, quarter block.
he
from
has the other
car.
cars roll their windows down and says, "Silence. Kill the sirens." And the sirens go off, and the lights go out. And the 3 cars are slowly, ominously cruising into a nearby alleyway. Dang. 3 success, but 3 failure and a threat. Obviously, one of the cop cars bumps a pedestrian, and the pedestrian starts slamming on the hood, and there's this big stink as one of the cops have to get out and talk to the pedestrian as the other 2 cop cars go sliding, and then you obviously know there's no concealment here. It's the citizenry have ruined the stealth roll. So people know 3 cop cars pulled up here, and the guy's like, "You're infringing on my rights!" And they're like, "Shush, or you'll be arrested." I will show you infringing of your rights.
There is an emergency. You need to get flowers for your mistress.
What is this? You talking to the chief?
Yes.
Okay, he's like, "Yes. I need flowers for my mistress. Wink, wink. I shall be right back." Okay, and he's like,
So,
okay,
because obviously, everybody needs to come with you.
everyone has to get flowers for their mistresses today.
Yes.
And their wives.
Yes.
Yes. Remember, walk casual. Now, is Scrapper gonna wear the armor or take it off?
I'm putting on a
Parka.
a big coat,
Okay, so she
So,
floofy European coat.
one of those lovely ones that has the.
You have one of those? When did Scrapper get this?
Stolen. No. I'm sure we have, cold weather
You
gear
have
on the
those,
ship.
those horrible
for the-
Himalaya parkas.
We would have had regular Victorian
do
ones prior
they
to that.
have something in the car?
They've got the cop coats.
The cop coats should work over.
Big, heavy canvas coat.
Oh, I'll take that then.
Yeah.
Okay, he puts it on you. It's 3 times your size. Instantly, you're enveloped in cop coat. Imperial black. It goes with everything. Okay, so you guys are going with him, and he's just act casual, my friends.
Fly casual.
As the door opens and you hear the little ding of the bell, inside of the floor shop looks just like you've seen it in the video from the brain. little old lady with a little old man next to her. That looks like they're
Where's the secret door?
down the way, but you have to have her click a thing first.
You know, you
Do I
gotta
know
pick
where
the.
do I know where the clicker thing is?
On her side of the desk.
There's not another button right
you
next
remember-
to it. Close it up.
You remember that the guy did the thing with the flower, and then she went click, and the secret passageway opened up. And she immediately looks up and smiles at the four of you all walking in, the police chief in front. He's like, friends, I have heard this is the best florist shop in Berlin. They will have the flowers that you all, God bless you, need for you might be allergic to flowers. That you need for your mistresses and your wives, as the case may be.
And your misters is.
I don't judge. He turns around immediately. He's like, I am the inspector. I am not here on official business. My friends and I are here to buy flowers.
God damn, that is one deceptive motherfucker.
So 5 failures.
But that's a triumph.
Which goes down to 3 failures and a triumph. So immediately he starts talking about how he's heard through various resources that this is the best florist shop for whatever your needs are. For some reason, even in the aphid crisis of 78, this florist shop was flourishing with winter roses that are not found in Germany this time of year, but only in Russia. And he is here for his very, very peculiar friends who want to get the best flowers. And possibly even export some flowers for them. And he paves the way as he starts picking up bouquets and like saying, I'll take this.
Is there any way that I can get behind the counter semi-discreetly?
It's your typical business where the counter's on their side. There's a little flippy up thing to get around. How
Okay.
would you want to I mean, there's many ways. You could one arm over the
What is actually behind the counter?
there seems to be like clippings of flowers. There's some shears, lots of cutty things for a float because it's a florist place. Lots of shears, lots of cutty things.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably pole vault over the counter if you wanted to just jump over and get to the other side.
Does it have like the
It has the flippy thing at the far end.
flippy thing at the far end?
Yeah. But you could do an athletics to pole vault over the table if you wanted. Depending on how committed you want to be to it. I mean, you think you know where that clicky thing is if you want to just try to like do the whole whoop and click.
Be careful though, we know the sovereignty have tele eyes.
Right. Okay.
And
we
the
know
floors
that-
can cut your fingers off. Click. Despair, you come back -1 finger. Eric will give you a tentacle for that.
That'd be really weird when you go to pick your ear.
Especially when it comes out your eye.
No, that's when you pick your nose.
Oh.
Here, let me get you some clippings. Flip it over. Start walking back there to grab.
Okay, go ahead and
Some
give me
shears.
either a deception,
Uh-huh.
or if you're going to use speed, athletics.
Actually, no. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to them and say, "You won't mind, will you? I just need to get these shears."
Persuasion?
Turn.
Charm. Yeah, persuasion. Go for it. As you're trying to make this old lady and her old husband feel calm. It's going to be against a red and a purple. And 2 black.
But you know what? Change one of those to.
She's grabbing it before I do. She knows
So
better.
I flipped one for you.
So turn that
what-
green into a green.
Does the
Okay,
baseline
and only
never
one
steal
black
her
because
sword?
And
I
only
like
one
Not
that.
that.
Because you have the ability to remove a black die.
Yes.
Okay, so you've taken out one of the setbacks.
So this is.
Don't forget the red.
Hold
No,
on.
no, that's she
Oh,
upgraded
she
you.
upgraded.
Yeah, so that's a gold, and then add a red, and you're
Yeah,
there.
red. Okay.
I can only hope.
For despair.
A hope for that despair. But no triumph.
Dun, dun, dun.
So that is
Just successes, it looks like. Oh, wait, no.
2, 6.
We have 3 threats. Oh, 4 threats.
Success enough. 2
4
successes.
advantage goes for the 4 threats.
Yep. So you're left with just
three
successes. Yep. Just 3 successes. And immediately the old granny just like puts her, the husband's kind of like starts to move to like block your way, and she just like lovingly pats his arm, and he turns back and gives you the dopey old people love smile. Dopey. You know, couple teeth missing, big cheekbones, and he kind of gestures for you to come get the clippings yourself.
Okay. Walking.
And says your Spectre friend says, yes, he is a flower connoisseur.
Look at them and go.
It's probably what helps sell it. So what are you gonna do while you're back there?
I'm going to look for the clippers
Okay.
and look for the button.
There are shiny, sharp oil clippers everywhere.
Okay, I'm looking for the button.
Okay, so you're looking around for the button. You clearly see a little box where the button probably is. Are you gonna like subtly, stealthily try to click the button?
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be against 2 purple and a red, and 2 black.
And that's gonna be Skullduggery, right?
Yep,
Do I have a skullduggery? I have.
everyone
Everyone
has.
has it, whether you
I
have
actually
points in
have
it.
1 skullduggery.
Little Skullduggery.
It's a fairly even roll.
If only we had Richard Nixon.
He'd be like, look at my fucking nose.
Look at my nose. Click.
Wait a minute, that was my real nose. I get those confused. Ooh, and you're upgrading your dice, so there's only one light side destiny point there. Okay, as you come and you kind of like blindly flash your hand out subtly, so subtly.
That looks like just an advantage.
That looks like, yeah.
So what would you like to do with your 1 advantage?
Succeed.
Still takes 3 for a hand grenade. So you kind of
Stop.
you kind of
Look like I'm looking for the clippers.
and then there's that moment where your hand grazes upon the box so subtly and slowly as you look at them. A little drop of sweat comes down as you look at them, and there's an audible. Who knew it was this loud from the video you heard played with no sound? Click! As all of a sudden, shit's gonna start happening quick. Okay, so everybody go ahead and roll your vigilance.
Okay.
As all of a sudden the poop has hit the fan.
021.
The Shisa.
The Shisa has hit the fan.
All I got was an advantage.
Ooh, 2 success and 2 advantage.
Nice.
I got 2 success, 1 advantage.
And I have to go back to that dice later. That's not good at all. And good at one thing specially.
Damn.
Nice.
3 and 2. That's my pin down.
Motherfucker is vigilant.
That's the one thing he's great at is vigilant.
Do you need another pen?
No, I was gonna grab another one. So, first, your dear friend, Inspector, immediately is going to go bolting out the front door and scream, "Officers, arrest them!"
Arrest them.
Because you, of course, clicked and the trapdoor opened up, and there is a trapdoor. The mere fact that you said there was a trapdoor and there is a trapdoor, shit just got serious.
Because who has a trap
Super
door?
potent.
Who has a trap door?
Smell that. Good smell.
Wait, are you telling us to smell your finger?
Yes,
Oh yeah, that's.
it's been sitting in the car fermenting.
God damn, that's like
Now all of
that's
a-
like Everclear and a marker.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the Everclear.
You can get the
Okay.
same kind of drunk. God damn.
Now you've all shared in it. So it's gonna be one of you guys, the old couple, then the other two of you. Da, 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 da.
Who wants to go first?
I almost kind of want to see what the old people are gonna do.
Yeah, but
I
one
think
of us
the old
goes
people
first.
are gonna draw. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Peter doesn't want to get stabbed with garden shears. to
But
death.
like, do they really look that imposing?
Hey, you saw the little old lady in the shop with Captain America
or
in the
Hellboy.
first movie. She whips out that gun when they try to break in, and the old lady was
In that case-
vicious with that gun.
I'll go.
Okay, so what are you gonna do? Obviously, you heard him go, "I'll get it." Click.
Obviously, they haven't greased that button in a while.
Yeah.
They're old people.
Maintenance.
They don't want to accidentally. You were going to stab someone with your
You're gonna
cane.
stab them and hold it right under their chin.
Okay, so you're intimidating.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. It's gonna be against 2 red and 2 purple.
Intimidation is willpower, isn't it? 2 purple, 2 red.
2 purple, 2 red.
To intimidate them with a blade at their throat.
In their den of death.
As a bunch of officers are running in.
Not yet.
They heard the officers arrest them. Hey. 2 purple,
Does he
2
get
red.
an extra blue for the
I'll
obvious
give
threat?
them blue. There's always a shotgun under the bar. There's always a shotgun under the bar. You know what? Let's go ahead and upgrade one of those purple.
Just so you can use all the reds that you gave me later.
I have one roll this session that could use all the red dice.
Okay, listen. If I despair, does that just mean I slip and I just cut one of their jugulars?
Oh.
No, you stabbed Peter.
That's ridiculous. He's way away from them.
No, he's right next to them. They were right by the button. He came to check the button.
Don't despair.
Didn't despair.
Whew.
Didn't succeed,
But didn't despair.
but didn't despair.
Yeah, no.
3 failures, 2 advantage.
So how would you like to spend your 2 advantages as our very skinny professor is waving his sword cane in these old people's faces? as
Can
if-
I knock them down 1 initiative order?
No.
Because that would be a nice thing to do.
He's super not intimidating as he's like faltering with the blade in their face.
Should have gone with the fucking brass knuckles.
Haymaker to the.
So what would you like with the 2 advantage?
I'll just give them a black die on shooting the fuck out of Peter. Because apparently this is what's gonna happen.
Okay, so first we have the husband who was gonna bar your path, but then he's like, okay, cool, we'll see what happens. And you're just like, wait, click. And he's like, he's giving you the eyes, like, I know what you're doing, son. And all of a sudden his hand kind of waves over his wrist and like stiletto is in his hand.
Oh god, he's got one of those pocket knives.
Very very familiar
The
stiletto.
flesh pocket, remember?
No, this is just under his sleeve.
Oh,
This
okay.
is Ides of March shit here.
Okay.
Not flesh pocket knife.
Hey,
Flesh
that was
pocket.
pretty gross, but Nixon wants one.
Flesh pocket or knife?
Yes.
Both.
Okay, do you have any defense?
Yes.
Hey, he
I got
doesn't
the
poop.
armor.
He already has a flesh pocket.
Okay. Okay, so 1 defense. And he's already got 1 black,
yes.
thanks to him.
Yes.
The butt, nature's pocket.
Okay. I waited, I paused, I really did. How often do I get 2 rolls of maximum rights and then maximum
I'm really just surprised that you flipped over a light side for him to do that.
I was waiting for someone to call me out on that.
You're like,
Ooh.
He may have failed.
He didn't may fail, he did
He did fail.
So he swings at you with a knife and comes up like way high because he's got that bad shoulder with the rheumatoid
that black guy
arthritis.
did his job.
As he's waiting for this guy to cut his throat as he's lunging at you and he kind of like misses, you just get that elbow up to block it in time. And he is going to give you a black dice on your next action. That's how he's going to spend that. It's the next one of you guys to go. He's going to get a black dice. But then there's Granny Goodness, who's going to reach under the counter.
And press another button.
And she presses a button.
There's a button on a boomstick.
Actually, I don't have to roll for
And if
this.
you primates.
She presses another button with this like pulling slack sound. Give me a coercion check against 3 purple.
Coercion? Coercion
Coordination.
is still will, isn't it?
Coordination. Sorry.
Oh, coordination.
Coordination. I said coercion.
Coordination.
Yes, the
Coordination
trapdoor
is
that's
agility.
falling
Yes, it
open
is.
under your feet is going to coerce you into
2 purple?
against 3 purple.
3 purple. I'll spend one of those.
Okay. Bring balance back to the force.
Yep. I'll succeed at that with plenty of threat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, 2 threat.
Okay, so you easily dive out of the way as all of a sudden this trapdoor just swings, and you just see there's like this pit to the sewers underneath that has like 2 or 3 other pit doors that opened up all at once to let them just flush the trouble out to sea. But 2 threat, you say?
Mm-hmm. 2 threat, I think.
So when you dive back, flaying about with your really intimidating cane sword, I'm gonna give Scrapper a black die. As he's like, whoa, diving out of the way, the sword like goes right over your head, almost hitting hairs.
Yikes.
And you added the black dice to your roll, right? The next one, you guys, since you were the next one to go.
Oh.
Okay. I was just making sure you burn it up so Scrapper didn't have it on her turn. So, what you gonna do there, Scrapper?
Well, let's see here.
Trapdoor is open. You see the secret door. Another trapdoor that went straight down appeared under your friend. The doctor nearly took your head off and avoided the trap at the same time.
That's called
Can I'm gonna go up and try and hit the old lady with my wrench.
You gonna come to the counter and wrench her?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it.
Okay, so...
All the trapdoors on the other side of the counter?
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't have trapdoors in their side of the counter. That's dangerous. That's
Really
how they
fun.
lost.
Just checking.
That's how they lost their fake son.
Okay, so against...
2 purple and a black.
I already had the black.
Uh-huh.
So.
Goes to pull all the trap doors on the other side of the counter. Instead, opens the ones down there. It's like, oh, there goes little Timmy into the eel pit.
Timmy!
The eel pit.
And you just hear, Avidaze!
Okay, well, let's see here. We have only
Why
an
was there a black?
advantage because...
Because when you almost took her head off,
Oh.
your 2 threats.
Yeah.
Your swipe threw up her swipe.
I just got an advantage. I miss...
How would you like to spend the advantage?
I want to give Peter a blue.
Okay. Now you know how the old lady felt with her trap door,
Like, what did you just do?
As your wrench hits the
Hits the
countertop, flowers go flying in the air.
Like,
Okay.
hey!
Top of the order, and you just hear the whistle
Wait,
blowing like nobody's
I had
business.
gun.
You did the stealth, remember?
Oh,
You
I
tried to
started
stealth.
it off. Okay,
Oh.
I thought the vigilance was.
I was
Oh,
gonna say, yeah.
You're right. You go for
Because
it.
I thought,
Okay.
yeah.
So I will, since the old man's right next to me.
Yeah. He came at you with the dagger, and you went, "I know how to fight like this."
Take his wrist,
Okay.
use his dagger against him.
Okay. I'll upgrade that to 3 purple for that, and give you a black die because he does have defense 1.
Okay, maybe I just want to draw my sword and hit him.
Fancy kung fu moves takes a master to wield.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take up my sword and hit him.
Okay.
So that's against the black and what else?
2 purple.
2 purple. No. For the extra purple, I'm not gonna be able to do it anyway.
What are you gonna try? And you can aim, don't forget. Since you are standing right next to him, you don't have to be injured.
Plus I get the blue. Plus I get the blue for aim.
Because you got a blue from a buddy and a blue for aiming. Do you feel lucky? Do you, Peter?
Yeah. This is a good roll.
It's definitely a roll.
It's definitely 50-50. I mean, it's more good than
Ba-boom!
you trust in the Force. Because the Force is the only thing that made it happen.
So that's that and that go there.
So you have a threat, 2 failures, and a triumph. Okay, so go ahead and what's your strength?
My strength is. Where is my strength? Brawn?
Brawn, yep.
2.
Okay, so 5 points of stabbing damage. He doesn't have armor, but he does have 3 soak.
Yes, but it's his poison knife.
Who said it was poison?
They're all poisoned.
You are correct.
You are correct.
You are correct.
That is the correct answer.
Purple.
Which is the whole reason why I wanted to do that.
Ooh. That was over there. But he rolled, that was that. He rolled 3 successes against the poison. Okay, so you see the dagger go glinting and go right into his guts.
Uh-huh.
Hit, blood comes out. He's still got the dagger. You still got the dagger. You're sharing the daggers. You're sharing weekends with the dagger.
That's fine, because then if the dagger stabs me, there's not as much poison on it.
The power of the blood poison. Okay. Top of the order, you hear a cascade of whistles blowing. Because your inspector friend is blowing his police whistle and yelling for people to clear the street. It is in the middle of an active investigation.
Middle of an active fight.
And you basically look at the window and see a lineup of officers. Half of them have little Tesla guns. They're ready to just shoot through the window to shoot bad people.
Can they just come in here and talk?
They would, but the inspector's blocking their way. They'll be in shortly. Okay, so who's going first? You want to go next and double down on that dagger, or does Scrapper want to swing the wrench next?
They're going to kill you. You can surrender or kill yourselves first.
Wow.
Okay, go ahead and give me a coercion roll. Or are you going to be deceptive and make it scarier?
I'm going to be deceptive.
Okay, that's good. Because remember, their
I
willpower.
prefer negotiation, but...
I'm going to negotiate you into
You can die quickly, or you can kill yourselves.
That's more of a deception or persuasion about how horrible their end's going to be once they get locked up.
Yeah,
Okay.
stubbornness is not gonna
We're well
take
past
this guy.
negotiation.
So that's the deception.
Okay, it's going to be against 2 red and 2 purple.
What would happen if we just walked in and Peter was like, listen, I know you have a trapdoor, you know you have a trapdoor, you know I know you have a trapdoor, and I know you know you have a trapdoor.
Well,
The
you
same
did
thing would
know
have
this. You did know the secret flower signal.
Yeah, walking in with the
True.
inspector.
Yeah.
So why don't we get this all over with? You try shooting us, we'll kill you, then we'll go down the fucking trapdoor.
So this is I didn't see
This is
that.
not good. So 3 success, 3 failure.
Looks like just a failure.
Yeah, just a failure. Oh well.
Okay, so you basically try talking them through, and immediately, I don't know if it's because they heard a little Russian slip into your voice or what, but immediately they give each other like a look, and they're just like, we have to get to the trapdoor.
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper. Okay? They do not seem impressed with snapping their cyanide teeth open and biting down. Okay, so immediately,
I am still grappling with him with the dagger. Okay.
so he's going to take his other hand. And he is going to touch you with his other hand. Maybe in inappropriate places, but mostly you're noticing that when he puts his hand on you, there's a jolt coming from his hand.
Uh-oh.
Like here through
Joy
here.
buzzer.
There's like ozone smell as his hand is coming towards you. And your defense is 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's gonna, since you are right there, he's gonna go ahead and use his maneuver to aim. Because he has to get you out of the way so she can get by. Because her athletics will just barely let her clear this countertop.
I turned off my data, why are they still coming in?
Of course they're coming in. It's invasion.
No, it's Facebook Messenger.
Like I said, invasion. So that's just a success. So I got 3 successes and 2 advantages as his joy buzzer lands on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you just start convulsing. So you do have stun 2 on you.
Okay.
Okay?
God, I wish that were me.
So do we.
And
and the
he-
8-man would come out to play.
And he's going to hit you for 8 points of strain.
Ooh.
God, I wish that
Okay.
As
so-
literally Peter's hair is starting to stand on edge.
I was
Okay,
literally
so-
salivating.
Do I still soak 1?
Shock me.
Yeah.
That
Shock,
sounds so wrong.
shock me, Fräulein, shock me.
Why not shocking?
I mean, you want to hear something even worse than that? Pump me full of your white hot electricity, Daddy.
Oh.
Your white hot Tesla juice.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
wait. Do I get my regular soak?
You didn't say no. And so I was like, alright, well.
Okay, and
This was more disturbing.
he's gonna go ahead and
Tesla
take
juice.
2 strain and try to like pop past you as much as he can. Not that there's much room, but he gets a little bit past you.
Wait a second.
Shock me,
Don't I
Electro
get
Daddy.
2 black because I have the brawn?
What do you mean?
If he's trying to get out of my grasp, doesn't my brawn come into his role?
Well, no, you're not wrestling because you basically
Well,
stab.
I thought he was. He's trying to get past me. To do that, he has to break my hold, because we've got a hold.
Well, in this one, we don't have wrestling per se.
Okay.
So your attack is to grab him and stick him, and then you're still kind of holding him, but he's slipping by you.
Okay.
There is a talent called grappling.
Yeah, that lets you wrestle.
Okay.
But
Which
I was-
have.
I was waiting for more than the 8-man to eventually pick that one up. So that way they can't maneuver around you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he basically is slipping
I
by,
still
and
has
then
the
she's
doctor on
looking
the
at
walking
you.
tank.
And you just see her hand go down under the counter where she pulled that little thingy that did the little thingy with him, and she just reaches out with a short-barreled shotgun. There's always a shotgun behind the counter.
Granny pulls a gun.
It should be noted that in my only in-turn roll that I've done so far, I rolled 2 advantage. One of them went to a black die on one of them.
Yeah, he rolled a black die, and she's gonna roll a black die too.
Yeah.
They each got one.
Yeah. Making sure.
And she is not gonna spend her maneuver to aim because she wants to run past you. And so I have to re-roll that one, and there's now 2 green dice on the floor.
I like how that rolled.
The black die.
No, that green die.
Oh, the blank. Yeah, that did suck. So that did suck a lot. So immediately she panic fires. Shotgun goes off into the floor. You just see wood fly up, and you're gonna get a black dice on whoever's going next because the booming shotgun indoors. You know, right before the last cops are opening up their electric guns. Okay, so who's going next?
So the old guy is
Trying to
muscling
run
past him.
past him, yep. Granny's got a shotgun.
I'm just gonna take the motherfucker to the floor.
Okay, so you're gonna maneuver to catch up to him, and
Well, I mean, I'm on the normal side of the counter, which he's attempting to get to, right?
well, he can go that way past you guys because the counter runs the whole length of the shop owner.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking maneuver.
Okay,
and
it's
get
just
it.
one maneuver to catch up to him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay, so you immediately try to get a few feet ahead of him, and you're just gonna shish kebab.
Yep.
Okay.
What do you mean? No, I'm not gonna stop. I'm taking his ass to the floor.
Oh, you're gonna jump over the counter because the counter is in your way still. He hasn't cleared the counter yet.
Yeah, I'll jump the fucking counter. You want an athletics roll?
Okay. I was just gonna add a purple to the attack, make it a little more difficult since you're.
Whatever's cool with
Purple
you.
works for me.
Purple works for you?
Yeah. So it's gonna be 3 purple and a black for his defense. And we're gonna go ahead and grade that since you're about to roll.
All right. Now you want me to start adding my modifiers?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna need 2 more blues. And I'm gonna go ahead and wild attack and the berserk. So
Okay.
that's gonna add.
All of a sudden, our dear
That
professor's
to it.
losing his shit.
Alright. So I'll go with that. These are here. This cancels this. We're looking at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 success and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 advantage.
Okay. So how would you like to spend those advantage?
I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 to stun him
Okay.
for 3 turns.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 2 to disorient him for 3 turns.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend 2 to grapple him. He is now in my hold.
Okay, so you jump over and you are not ape man, so it's really monkey man.
Yeah.
Wrestle big, and you see the
Chip
old
man.
man's head hits the wall, hits the counter, and the chimp man of Zanzibar is on top of him as only a gangly guy with a sword can grapple.
I really am just assuming that my character is just Gramps from Jackie Chan Adventures. That's probably the most accurate. It's like, why does he know this? I don't know. How is he doing that? You don't ask.
Research! Okay, so the old man is out of commission right now.
He is not gonna be functional for a while.
So who's going next?
I'll go next. I will try and whack the old lady with
You're
the
gonna
gun.
get Granny Goodness.
I don't get that anymore.
You're hoping for some advantage so you can disarm her.
I would very much like to do that.
Give me 3 advantage and you can.
Ooh, triumph!
Or that.
2 triumphs!
Or that.
Okay, so I got 2 triumphs,
But 4 failures.
but 3 failures and an advantage.
Okay, so how would you like to spend your first triumph?
I'm gonna knock the gun out of her
Okay,
hand.
so immediately she's got the gun, one more smoking barrel to go, and she wrenches her arm. What's the damage on that, by the way?
For the wrench, it's 3.
3? But is that the total damage?
Plus 3,
Plus
it
3,
says.
so it's
Yeah.
3 plus your brawn.
Plus
Okay,
the number
so
of successes.
Yeah. So plus 2.
plus 2, yeah.
So what's your
Okay,
total?
so 6, 8, yeah.
Okay, so 7 points of damage to her spindly little arm. And what would you like to do with your second triumph?
Is it possible to so if I went bam and then whack the other guy in the head?
Well, the other guy's...
The other guy
Far
is
away?
Yeah.
prone,
Okay,
disoriented,
knock her on
stunned,
her
and
ass.
You
grappled.
could knock her out.
I'm gonna totally just
Okay, so she immediately does the Hassan chop the wrist, the gun goes flying at your feet, you hear
and
this
as I pull it
crackling
back,
sound,
I knock her in the
and then all of a sudden clip
Like,
through the
the other
chin.
guy's not a problem. He's prone, disoriented, stunned, and grappled.
He's beat the hell out. He's got the old man injuries on his face. He's like, damn, I think that was my last real tooth. So immediately, Granny Goodness goes flying back, hits her head on the floor with a distinct thump. You know she's out cold. Okay? This did not go well for them either. So immediately the cops are all ready to open fire. And just light this place Ghostbuster style up.
Wait.
As your friend the inspector is just going on his
Inspector!
whistle back to you as he's whistling, and all these guys have their whistles in their mouth and they're echoing the whistle.
Down there!
And he turns around immediately like big eyes and he's like, you see he does this double look of like, where did they go?
We took care of them down there, and chances are it's well defended.
As he's like, go, 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 go! And he points down to the stairs and you see them all like
We're not gonna
running.
tell him about the guns.
I told them it was well defended.
You see like 3 of them kind of like shove themselves down the little stairwell.
Wait. Do they have big armor?
They
and
have the
shields
armor
and-
like she had.
Okay.
And they drop to a knee and all 3 of them are lighting up their Tesla guns to shoot the door. It's not going to be pretty. Okay.
It's not gonna be pretty for who.
I don't know. I'm up here.
All right. So takes care of that and that. That's just a success. So 5 successes. As all of a sudden, for a few seconds, the 3 of you, also the chimp man of Zanzibar sticks his head up over the counter with the old man draped over the counter. You just see this glow coming up from the hidden stairwell. As all 3 of these guys have their Tesla guns and they're just shooting lightning down the stairwell. And there's this horrible electrical ozone, arcing energy splaying off each other. Door is, you're just hearing wood shred and then this horrible shrieking metal sound as metal is being vaporized. As all of a sudden the brightness gets so bright for a second you all kind of like look away. And that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Ugh.
Now, are you guys going to plan to be the first ones down there, or are you just going to stand back and let the cops do their thing?
It's gonna be stand back for a moment.
We're gonna let them go first.
Okay. So needless to say, yes, they have vaporized any door and special guns that were there. And whoever was standing behind is probably meeting his honorable ancestors in one way or another.
Or dishonorable ancestors.
As the case may be.
like, I'm just gonna grapple this guy.
Do I know
How can I-
any way to make
fly
sure
tackle?
that these two people don't kill themselves? Or is that pretty much impossible?
Give me a.
Can't kill themselves if they're unconscious.
This is true. But you can give me a quick pat down of them. Give me a quick awareness. Give me some perceptioniness, look aroundiness. Because you know spycraft. I'll even accept if you go like knowledge spycraft if you actually have that as a skill, which I don't think you actually have that as a skill,
No.
but close enough.
I have skullduggery.
You know what? I'll even give you a skullduggery on that.
You honestly should just take perception.
And it's gonna add. It's gonna be 3 purple and 2 black because this stuff was made to be hidden.
You'll get 2 blues because you're near me.
Because he's pointing out with the sword. No, check right there. There could be a flesh pocket. Stab, stab. Oh no, that's meat.
That's me. That's new.
That's meat.
Oh, actually, perception and skullduggery are the same thing.
Well, there you go.
I'm just saying perception because I was able to give you those 2 blues.
Because he can assist.
Because heightened awareness.
A lot of things happen there.
Yeah.
More good than bad, but not. Yeah, enough good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Looks like
We're just
one
gonna keep
success,
saying
2
that
advantage. Yeah.
until you've done the math. We're just
2
gonna.
successes, 5 advantage, 1 success, 2 advantage.
Huh? So you immediately go up to Granny Goodness and pull back her lip, and you see she's got a bridge right there. And immediately you like flick your finger, and the full breakable tooth part pops open. And you're just like, click! It's disgusting when you see him pulling the bridge out, and like pour the crystals out. So that is the cyanide. Okay, and you go up to the other guy, and you see in his shirt where the collar folds over, he's got, instead of like those nice little reinforced pieces on his collar, they're actually cyanide pills. And you pop both of those out, and you check his waistline and find out he's got like 4 more cyanide pills. And he's just like,
It just seems unnecessary.
well, he is the poisoner. He's the melee guy and the poisoner.
This didn't fucking help him.
Oh, and I'm keeping a collection of his now. This is 1 second.
Look at that.
Keeping
All
a
those
collection
rolls,
of
not a
what?
single
Kelly,
The daggers.
despair or triumph.
So yes, it was a poison dagger, but the poison's been used up.
Uh-huh.
So you now have another one of the Syndicate's daggers.
I'm keeping them like trophies.
Dun dun dun!
That's sovereignty. It's not syndicate, right?
Sovereignty daggers.
Yeah.
So, is anybody allergic or not very good with dogs?
Totally allergic to dogs.
I wasn't talking to you.
I know Michael's fine. I'm fine.
Okay.